StrayAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is dating advice for the ambitious single man. Dun dun dun. Before we get into this, let me remind you all, this is actually a two-part series, by the way. Let me remind you all two things. First of all, my daily motivation text message and Monday motivation text guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day or your week, respectively. Once we start sending that message out again, everybody in my texting community, of which it is free to join, will be getting that message. All you got to do is text me at my number 305-384-6894. And when that message is going out again, you'll be getting it straight to your phone. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That is the place where I do all my coaching. If you would like to have me as your direct coach, you would like to be able to share with me your questions, your challenges, your needs, and get insights from me, i.e., replacing your questions with better quality questions. All you got to do is go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. That link is down below in the description to this episode, wherever you are consuming this. And at that link, you'll be able to see everything that our program is about, who we're working with, what we are doing, how it goes, what is involved. And there, you can schedule a time. Get on a call with us. We can talk to you about where you're at, where you're going, what you feel like might be in your way. And if we believe we can help you, we'll tell you that right there on the spot and how it goes from there. Again, that's all at workonyourgameuniversity.com. All that out the way, let's get into this topic, which again is going to be a two-part series titled Dating Advice for the Ambitious Single Man. Now, this topic is going to be pretty straightforward, as I have many single men in my audience who have asked me questions about dating or mentioned shaping up their dating life, let's just call it that, as one of their goals in life overall. Because understand that work on your game is about personal and professional development. It's not just about the business stuff, but it's also about the personal stuff. And I've had many men in my audiences ask me these type of questions. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to give you some points that you need to understand and implement for yourself in order to find that right relationship, and most importantly, to make yourself eligible for that right relationship should the opportunity present itself. Everybody ready for that? Good. Point number one. Top again here today is part 1 of 2, dating advice for the ambitious single man. Number 1, get in shape. And again, I mean this one literally. Most of the points I'm going to share here are literal points. These are not metaphors. Get in shape. The first thing that another person sees in you is your physical appearance. It doesn't matter who it is. All right, the first thing they notice is how you physically look. So your physical appearance includes more than just your fitness. It includes, of course, how you dress yourself. We'll get to that in a moment. But if a woman is interested in you, ambitious single man, she's going to learn about everything else about you later. The first thing she's going to see is just how you look, your physical body. So a man who is in great shape, you're going to get the first look from women out there, which includes, that first look may include an invitation to approach, or maybe, who knows, if she's bold, maybe she'll approach you, or their positive energy if you were to approach without an invitation. Just because the first thing she's going to see is looking at you. All right, is this guy in shape? Okay, maybe I should let him say what he got to say. Maybe this is a possibility. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible to meet women if you're in poor shape and you're not taking care of your body. I'll talk about that later, but it is more difficult. In other words, you will have to make up for that deficit that you lack in fitness with some other resources. And I'll talk about that again later on in this episode or tomorrow's. A man who is not in great physical shape has to make up for what he lacks in physicality with other things. So you might as well make your job easier and kill two birds with one stone. Help your long-term health by actually being in good shape. So what does it mean to be in good shape? It means you are actively going to the gym consistently. Go outside and jogging and running a few miles, something like that, lifting some weights, being careful about what you're putting into your body, because the quality of your diet plays just as much, if not more, a role in your overall physical fitness than the quality of your workouts. So all of this stuff needs to be in order. So being in good physical shape. Man, how many of you like not being in shape? All right, how many of you like to look in the mirror, not like what you see, and you're just completely okay with that? I don't think any man falls into that category. I don't think any man is saying yes to that. All right, any man who I've talked to who's brought up physical fitness as part of their their need moving forward, or looking for a relationship as part of their agenda moving forward for success, all of them understand the value of getting themselves in great physical shape. So this point, again, is a pretty straightforward one that many men tend to uh, they tend to punt the ball on this. They tend to kick the can down the road on this as far as getting in shape because maybe you just don't see it as that important. It's important because first of all, your physical health matters. So if you're not taking care of your body, then you may be shortening your life through your inactivity, through your lack of discipline when it comes to taking care of your health. Secondly, when your body is in good shape, again, I don't know if there's any women. Are there any women listening to this who does not appreciate a man who is in good physical shape? Does any of you ever see a man in good physical shape and say, that's a turn off? This guy's he's in shape. I don't want a guy who's in shape. Now, I'm not saying a woman who might say, I don't like a man who has like all muscles, like the bodybuilders who do the bodybuilding competitions. Maybe you don't like a man with that many muscles, but I'm saying, have you ever seen a man who was in good shape and it was obvious and that made you not like him? I don't think that's ever happened in the history of humanity. So, again, man, there's no reason for you to not be in good shape, and there are no downsides to being in good shape. So I would suggest that you take this one to heart. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is dating advice for the ambitious single man. And again, it's going to be a 2-part series. Point number 2, dress well. The way that you dress, the way that you present yourself is also part of your physical appearance, your physical body, the shape of your body, and then what you put on your body. Since most of us are not walking around the streets naked, then what we have on our body is the other thing that a person is going to notice. People can notice your shape of your body, more or better or worse based on the type of clothing that you wear. So, for example, if you're around my age bracket, I'm 42 years of age as of this recording. Many of you remember back in the day, let's say about 20 years ago, the style for a lot of men was we wore very baggy clothing. Even the suits that I would see people wearing back in the 90s and early 2000s, even a lot of the suits that men wore were not fitted. The suits were not fitted. There'd be really baggy suits, jackets way too big, pants way too big. It was just baggy. It was just a baggy fit. Whereas now you see people in suits, they're much more fitting to the form of a human's body, of the man's body. And I'm bringing that up to say that if you're dressing in really baggy clothing, but you're in good physical shape, people might not even be able to tell because your clothes are so baggy that we can't even see your physical fitness. We can't even see your form with those baggy ass clothes on. So the way that you dress matters because it can complement or hinder your physical physique. And if you're in good physical shape, you should dress in a way that shows off that physique without you having to take all your clothes off. All right, so there is a way to dress that way, by the way, men out there who don't know. I'm gonna tell you in a second what to do about that if you don't know. Dressing well does not mean you need to put on a suit. Dressing well does not mean you need to buy any or expensive jewelry. When I say dressing yourself in a way, I mean dressing yourself in a way that complements your physique, as I just said, and looks like that you took at least some time to consider your appearance and how you are appearing to other people. We just did a 2-part series on the value of your brand. What's one of the points that I made? How you appear, how you are seen, where you are seen, and what impression people get when they see you all plays a role in your brand. And guess what? The way that you dress is part of your brand. It's how people are going to perceive you because that's all they can go off of is what you're showing. And you get to choose what you pull out of the closet every day. This is a choice. Now understand that you need to understand rather, when you're with a woman, the way you present yourself is a reflection of her because she's with you. So if she's going to be seen publicly with you, then the way you dress is going to reflect on her because people are going to, again, law of association. You become the average of people you spend the most time with, and people will make judgments about you based on who you're standing next to. So if she's going to stand next to you, you need to look like the type of person who she will be standing next to. And if she doesn't feel like you do, then she's probably going to do some work on you, or she's going to turn you down off the top because you just don't represent what she would want to be associated with. Some of you may be good guys, funny, you're charming, you check all the boxes, and you're even in good shape, but because of the way you dress, she may be turning you down like, no, I can't do this. Because you would reflect poorly on her. You're bringing her average down by the way that you are presenting yourself. Yes, this matters. And this also matters on the other side too. Like how many of you have ever met a woman who maybe she checked many of the boxes that you would want, but based on the way that she looked, you asked yourself, again, this is all an unconscious conversation we have in our minds. If I was out in public or I took a picture and posted it publicly of me standing next to her, does she look like the type of person that I want to have everyone else associate me with? If the answer was no, then you might have turned that girl down. Maybe you never even approached. Maybe you stopped calling her. Why? Not because of anything else, just because of this one reason. This could be enough for somebody to say no. All of you need to understand this. So while character is who you truly are on the inside, reputation is who you are on the outside, and who you are on the outside is, for the most part, the only thing most people get to see about you. Most people don't take the time to dig into your character. They only look at the surface. And if your surface isn't looking right, they will never get to the inside part. That may be amazing. That's why it matters how you present yourself. A man who cares about his appearance probably cares about other details as well. And you will attract a woman who is on that same wavelength. That's why this matters. And again, you don't have to have a lot of money to dress well. You don't need to put on a suit or earrings or any kind of chains or any of that stuff. You just need clothes that fit you properly and that complement your physique the right way. Whether you're short, tall, thicker size, skinnier, athletic body, work out all the time, don't work out at all. You just need your clothes to fit your body the right way and in such a way that complements you rather than hinders you. All right, women understand this, as women need to do this every day. These type of women who I'm thinking that you may be looking for, they do this every day. They make sure that their clothes complement their bodies. And women come in all different shapes and sizes, as do men. So your clothes need to be clean and neat, man. Clean and neat. You can control that. You need to take care of your clothing so that it lasts. That's also something you can take care of. In other words, don't throw your clothes on the floor. Don't be having them hanging over the back of a chair. Put them on hangers. Take care of your stuff. If you have clothing that can be dry cleaned, take it to the dry cleaners. All right, wash your clothes. All right, iron them. Use an iron if you have them. Don't wear wrinkled clothes. Don't wear clothes that smell bad. Wash your clothes. Go to the laundromat. Put them in the washing machine. Whatever you got to do. All right, take care of the clothing that you have. If you are completely clueless as to where to begin with this, and I know some of you men are completely clueless as to where to begin with this, and I know enough men to know that this is 100% true. And I will tell you, look, at one point in my life, I was completely clueless as to where to begin with this stuff. As far as these points that I'm making here, I knew how to put clothes on, but as far as choosing the right clothes and complimenting my body and the right shape and fit, I didn't know any of this stuff. Okay, so let me tell you what to do. Here's who you consult in order to get help with this, because you should not do not put yourself on this job. I told you many times here on the show, jobs that you should not be doing. I don't care, unless you happen to do that thing for a living, which is probably a small percentage of you. Everybody else, you are not allowed to take this job. You are banned. You are discriminated against from taking this job. Okay, you could file a discrimination lawsuit against me because I'm telling you, you are not allowed to do this. Men, you're an ambitious single man. You are lost as to where to begin when it comes to getting yourself right, when it comes to the way you dress. I am telling you now, you are not allowed to put yourself on this job. Let me tell you who you need to go to get help. Okay? Consult either. I'm going to give you three choices. One, a well-dressed female. You have a well-dressed female friend. Tell her what I just told you and ask her to help you with this, and she will gladly help you. She will gladly help you. She's a friend of yours, and you know that she knows how to dress. And compliment her. Tell her, look, you dress pretty well. I don't really know how to dress. I was listening to this show, this guy named Dre. He was telling me I need to get my clothing game up, so I'm presenting myself the right way. Can you help me out with this? Can you come with me to the store and help me pick out the right clothes to look right? All right, she will help you. Or find a well-dressed man who will help you. A well-dressed man will, if he's a friend of yours, he will be able to help you too. He can give you some pointers and some tips based on who you are as a person as to what can work for you. So find a well-dressed man or well-dressed woman who you know or you're friendly with or whatever. Let them help you out. They will know exactly, at least to point you in the right direction. They'll get you directionally going where you need to go. Another thing you can do, that's option 1 and number 2. Option 3 is go to the suit section of any department store or the men's clothing section of any department store, like Nordstrom or Bloomingdale's, a store like that. Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's level store. All right, not what's another store? This is department. Don't go to Kmart. All right, Nordstrom or Bloomingdale's, not Walmart. Nordstrom or Bloomingdale's, those kind of stores that sell high-end men's clothing, and get a woman to help you out. All right, find a woman who's working the floor and ask her to help you out. You could ask a man, but if you ask a man to help you out, make sure you ask a man who is like youngish in your age range. All right, so don't ask a man who's old enough to be your dad. All right, all due respect to the men who are old enough to be somebody's dad. I'm old enough to be somebody's dad, but find a man who is dressed well himself and looks like he knows what's going on. And again, look for a man who's around your age range or younger. Your age range or younger, not older. Younger, they tend to know their stuff. And again, tell them the same thing I just told you and ask them to at least point you in the right direction of what kind of clothes you should be wearing. They'll have you try some stuff on. They'll have you in the fitting rooms trying things on so you can see and then get the feedback. Put the stuff on, try it on, see how it looks, take some pictures in it so you have an idea of where you need to be going with this. Okay. That's how you can get started with this. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you're already in a relationship, hopefully your woman, whoever you're in a relationship with, she knows how to dress. She can help you out. How I solved this problem was that way. I was in a relationship with a woman that luckily all the other boxes that I checked overcame the fact that I know I didn't check the dressing well box. So this box that I'm telling you about here, I violated this when I first started my relationship that I'm in now, but I didn't know what I know now. Luckily, again, I checked enough boxes in every other category that this didn't destroy my opportunity, but it might have. It was close. So you got to find a woman or a man who can help you out and get help. Go to the department store. This is what they do for a living. All right, so they will gladly help you out. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is dating advice for the ambitious single man. Number 3, decide your priorities. Deciding your priorities. Dating is heavily resource consuming, especially for men. It is more resource consuming for men than it is for women because men, generally, we are the ones who take initiative. We are the ones who pursue. We are the ones who have to say, hey, let's meet out, let's go on a date. We have to do all the planning. We are usually paying for that. All of these things cost time, money, attention, energy, and focus. And this is why I'm telling you to decide your priorities. It costs you time and money to go out when you're playing the field. You have to give them attention. You got to the opportunity cost of everything else that you're not doing when you're spending time with some woman that you're interested in. So if you are single right now and your career or business is not where you want it to be just yet, so if you're single, your career or business is not where you want it to be just yet, here's my suggestion to you. Focus less on women and more on your professional ambitions first. Get your professional ambitions going where they need to be first, then focus on women after that. Now, why do I tell you this? I tell you this because the rewards for you getting to where you want to be professionally will last longer. They produce more return on investment and they will allow you to they'll give you more options in the dating world than what you have right now. In other words, you don't lose. There's nothing that you lose. The only thing you could lose by prioritizing your professional ambitions now over women is the women who may be available right now might not be available 3 to 5 years from now when you get your stuff where you want it to be. However, there are going to be a whole new wave of women that are going to come in to replace those women that you passed on. There's going to be a whole new wave coming right after that. All right, and I'm going to get to that in 1 second. If you're an ambitious single man and your career is where you want it to be, then you understand the trade-off is you're not going to have any time to keep pushing your career forward. You're okay with it kind of stagnating where it is while you're on the dating market doing your thing. Because again, it is heavily resource consuming to be in the dating space, especially for a man. And any of you men listening to this, you already know that. I would suggest you prioritize the career, get the career right. Now you have all the resources and you have the success and you look good and you can afford to dress the way that you want to dress and do all the other stuff. Now, the type of women that you want, the level of women that you are eligible for probably goes up because you got all these other things in place. Everybody got that? Good. Point number 4. Today's topic, once again, is advice, dating advice for the ambitious single man. Number 4, get your money right first. This goes connected directly to what I just told you. Get your money right first. First what? First compared to what? First compared to everything else that you're thinking about doing. Get the money right. If I offered you a proposition, right, I'm talking to the ambitious single man listening to the show. Here's the proposition. You go a full calendar year right now with no sex, no masturbation, 0. But after that year, when that year is up, exactly 1 year from today, your income will be 10 times the income that you earned last year. Your income automatically goes up 10x. But you got to go a whole year completely celibate. You're not even allowed to masturbate. My question is, what do you say? Yes or no? Your answer should be an immediate and resounding yes with exclamation points. If I were a single man today, I would take that offer in a heartbeat. Not easily. I wouldn't have to think about it. I'd easily take that offer. And you should be of the mindset of taking that offer as well. I'd rather have my business and career hitting on all cylinders and have 0 female activity in my life than to be on the other side of having access to a ton of women, lots of sexual options, but my career is sputtering and not going where I want it to be. I'd much rather have a career taking off and 0 women in my life than have all the women and my career is going nowhere. Much rather. Understand, folks. You got to understand this about men, especially the men listening to this. Your prime years are not based on the number of candles on your birthday cake. The prime years for a man are the years in which you have financial resources available. Those are your prime years. Your prime is whenever that happens. So if you hit your prime when you're 27 and you have a ton of financial resources, as long as you have those resources, that's your prime. So that means the next 40 years, your prime is 40 years long. If you're hitting your financial shot at age 60 and you die at age 70, then your prime was at 10 years, 60 to 70. All right, whatever years you have the financial resources to do whatever you want to do, those are your prime years, because that's the most important thing that a man is judged on in the sexual marketplace is your resources. That is how men are judged, by their resources. Women, on the other hand, are judged by their looks and their fertility. All right, how good you look on a scale of 1 to 10, and a woman's ability to produce children. That's how a woman is judged. Therefore, women are much more on the clock than men are. And well, actually, they're both on the clock because we all die. So a man is still on the clock. You want to get your money right as quickly as possible and keep it right for as long as possible, because that extends your prime. Whereas a woman has a limited amount of prime because looks fade and fertility fades. All right, eventually, the woman doesn't have the looks of her youth and she is no longer fertile. Or she has already had kids, maybe with another man, which lowers her chances of getting with other men, because a man doesn't want, many men don't want to date a woman who already has kids by somebody else. This is just the reality of dating space. So you got to understand that your prime years and how you are looked at in the marketplace, man, is way different than a woman's prime years and how she is looked at in the marketplace. Men and women are not the same. So, furthering my point here, which is again getting your money right first, this is the thing that puts you in your prime. All right, as soon as you get your money right, you're in your prime. This means you have a large, vast scale of women from whom you can choose because you have resources. Because again, women choose you based on resources. Yes, you do want to be in shape. Yes, you do want to dress well, but the main reason that women choose a man is because of his resources. This is how you can see an ugly, old, fat man, but he has money, with a beautiful woman. You're like, why is she with him? Well, I just told you why. So, and if you didn't know that, now you know. Okay. Your having financial resources is usually a byproduct of what? Professional success, professional accomplishment. This is why I told you what I told you in point number 3. Prioritize your career. And because your career is doing its thing, guess what? You're going to have resources. So with that success, you get access to what? What do you get access to when you are succeeding professionally? You are connected to people. You are recognized by people. You have a higher level of visibility. You are more useful to society, and your personal confidence goes up because of these things. All of these are byproducts of you achieving in your career and in your business. So that's why you should prioritize achieving in your career and your business. Because when you have all of these things, guess what? You know who likes these things? Again, access to people, being recognized, you're visible, you're useful to society, and you have a high level of confidence. You know who really likes a man who has all those things? A woman. This is why these points are going in the order that they're going. A woman really likes a man who has all of those things in place, because what are they? They are all the trappings of a person who has professional success. See, a woman doesn't know what you're doing business. A woman might not know anything about you other than she can see you. She sees you across the room, and maybe she's heard a few things about you from someone else, but she can see when other people know you. She can see that you're being recognized. She can see that you are visible. She can see that you're useful to society, and she can feel your confidence without knowing anything about what you do for a job. It tells her all of those are signals to say this guy probably has his shit together when it comes to his career and his business, which makes you what? Attractive. Everybody get it? You are all the things that a woman wants when you have your career going, because there are a whole bunch of things that come with that. When you have financial resources, that can make up for, again, what you lack in physicality. You could be fat, ugly, and short, but you can still get, you still have options of a lot of women because of those resources. Now, if you happen to be tall, pretty, and in shape, and you dress well, and you have the resources, okay, well, you're the upper echelon there, and you can pretty much get any woman you want. That's pretty much how it goes. I heard someone once say, 6 feet, six pack, six figures, the 3 6s. If you happen to have all three, you got a lot of options. Not all men, you can't control how tall you are. So if you're under 6 feet, all right, don't take it as a scarlet letter that you can't be successful, but make sure you got all the other things. All right, so a man who has resources, you can even dress poorly, have no style. But if you have money, you can make up for that. This is just how it works. I was just saw this on social media. I guess it's a real thing that Bill Belichick, the football coach, I believe he's 74 or 72, something like that. He's dating a woman who's 24 years old. Now, why is a 24-year-old woman dating a 72-year-old man? And why is a 72-year-old man dating a 24-year-old woman? Well, these are the extremes of what I just told you over the last few minutes. A man is judged by his resources. Does Bill Belichick have financial resources? I would say so. And a woman is judged by her youthful looks, her beauty, and her fertility. Does a 24-year-old woman have fertility? Yes. And this woman, I believe they said she used to be a cheerleader. Usually cheerleaders look good, right? So the man is getting what he wants, the woman's getting what she wants. All right, this is how it works. It's a win-win situation right there. Money is simply a tool, folks. It's just a tool, but tools are useful. All right, it's a tool that gives you options. If you're building a house, a hammer is a very valuable tool. All right, if you're trying to drive from Miami to Philadelphia, a car is a very valuable tool. So when I say something is just a tool, that doesn't mean that you can go without it. You probably might want to use it. It'll help you get the job done a lot quicker. And money is a tool that applies in the dating world the same way it applies in everything else in life. Let's recap today's class. It was, again, part one of a two-part series, dating advice for the ambitious single man. This is going to be a pretty straightforward topic. I think I've been straightforward about here today. Number one, get in shape. All right, the first thing that a woman comes across, you get in the bedroom with a woman, you being in shape is probably better than you being not in shape. All right, so any of you have experience not being in shape? I don't, then you can tell me. If you have experience being both, rather, you can tell me. Number two, dress well. All right, the way that you dress is a reflection on the woman if she's going to be with you, just as the way that she dresses is a reflection on you if you're going to be with her. And there's a certain way that you expect a woman to dress, and if she's not fitting that, then you're probably not interested. And it's the same thing the way that she is evaluating you. So don't lose the deal just because you didn't dress yourself properly. And if you don't know how to begin, go talk to one of your well-dressed female friends who can help you, or a well-dressed male friend. They can help you. Or just go into the men's section of a department store, find a woman working in that section or a young man, and ask them to help you out. They will help you out. Number three, decide your priorities. Dating is a very resource consuming activity to be involved in. If you're going to put your resources towards dating, guess what? You're not putting your resources toward other things, which means point number four, get your money right first. I would suggest you prioritize your career and your business and making your money. And then as you do that, you get into your prime years, you have access to whatever woman that you want, or at least the most. You'll be maximizing your opportunity based on who you are when you have financial resources, because that is the most important thing that a woman is looking for in the open marketplace is the man who has financial resources. Doesn't mean that a woman will not date or marry a man who doesn't have a lot of financial resources, but if a woman can have her pick of the type of man that she wants, again, ask women, and if women are being honest, this is what they want: 6 feet, six pack, six figures. All right, and you can't control your height; you control the other two. Tomorrow we're going to get into part two of this series. Make sure you text me so you're in my community. My number's down below in the description. Also, workonyourgameuniversity.com. You want to work with me directly on your personal and professional ambitions, the mindset, strategies, systems, and accountability with me right there by your side. Workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre, all